Poverty will enter your life through the negative things you think in your mind. Remember the antenna-mounted TV used in our homes in the past. Depending on the tuning in it, the antenna will be captured from the atmosphere. Imagine that our head also has an antenna. Our mind is the tune button. As it tunes, it captures the signal from nature accordingly. If you think good things and act, you will be happy. Sadness or negative thoughts will result in sadness for you. This is the basic law of the law of attraction. Let me tell you a story of this mentality. Once upon a time there lived a carpenter in a village. He was a very skilled worker. The village where he lives is on the edge of a town. That made it easy to get a job. But he doesn't get a job because he only goes to work occasionally. If he goes, he will sit and talk about his suffering and poverty with others. And there is no debt from everyone and no repayment. Because of this behavior, those who knew him started hiding when they saw him. So he went to the town to find a job. He wandered all day but did not get any job. Every day after the investigation, he comes home and sits. His grandfather from the neighboring house was watching his daily activities. Grandfather went to him, thinking that his life should not be ruined by walking like this. When he saw his grandfather, he started telling his stories. I went looking for a job and only I couldn't get a job. I know job well but even those who know it don't give job. Grandfather said, I have also come to talk about this. A new building is being built at the far end of town. You go and see its boss. He is not from this town. Grandfather said. Hearing this, the undercover worker felt that he should go and see. He doesn't know me anyway. Will definitely get a job. The very next day he reached the site where the new building was being built. There are few people standing there. He met the manager in peace that there was no one he knew. Talked about work. As there was a need for people to work there, he got a job immediately. Got to work that day. Saw many people sitting there. He was happy to see a group of people. In the midst of his work he began to tell his usual stories of poverty and hardship. He didn't care if they were listening or not. So after that day's work, before leaving, he took some money in advance and went home. When the next day dawned, he was terribly tired. So decided to take rest that day. He slept all that day and went to work the next day. When he reached there, he started talking as usual. So 1 month passed and the day of salary came. He came to work earlier than usual. In the evening he got the money he had after taking the leave he had taken. This time he noticed something. Those who work with him are paid more than him. Theirs is more than his daily wages. All of them do not have as much work experience as him, but the salary is more for them and less for him. This started to bother him mentally. So he came home in distress and took a strong decision. He came to the decision that he should not go to work where he is not rewarded for his efforts. From the next day he did not go to work and sat at home. He was running out of money. But he did not want to go to work. The grandfather who was watching all this came to him again and asked, Why haven't you gone to work for a few days? It was a good job there. Then he said sad. I was working well. But the wages were lower than others. Then grandfather said, They will take the salary of the day you took leave and give you the remaining cash. That would be less. Then he said, Others are paid higher daily wages. Poverty will not leave me. I've always been like this. This is my verdict. Grandfather said, What does not leave poverty is our actions. In your case, you are the reason why you are getting paid less. You must have sat there and told all your stories. When you always talk about your problems, the boss there must have understood your problem. Even if they give you a little less salary, the boss will think that you will come to work there. The second thing is that only those who go to work every day are properly paid. Otherwise, the poverty of the job seeker will not go away after taking some work and exhausting that wage. The third thing is that if you save a part of the money you get for tomorrow, there will be no poverty. After saying this, the grandfather left. So from that day the carpenter went to work regularly and stopped telling stories to others. One thing to remember here is that when we have to say something, there is a big process going on in our head. Thinking process. Those who still think negatively, no matter what calculation they do in life, the negative process will immediately take place in their head. We must change that negative mentality. To remove negative mentality, try these simple steps. Awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, acknowledge it. Simply being aware is the first step to change. Challenge. Question the validity of negative thoughts. Ask yourself if there's evidence supporting these thoughts or if they are based on assumptions. Often, you'll find they are not as true as they seem. Replace. Once you've identified a negative thought, consciously replace it with a positive one. For example, if you think, I can't do this, replace it with, I'll do my best, and that's enough. Gratitude. Shift your focus to the positive aspects of your life. Regularly take a moment to think about what you are grateful for. This practice helps redirect your mind away from negativity. Thanks for watching.